Anyway, I'm gonna go in and get warm. I can almost have my teeth chattering. Yeah, well, until next time.
We're living life on the road in a vintage bus.
Hi, I'm Victor.
And I'm Andrea. Our journey began in illness, searching for places we could heal.
We don't know where we're going, but we're finding moments of joy along the way.
Just in case you haven't seen our other videos, at this point in our story, we are finishing work on our vintage Greyhound bus to travel to a drier climate to help our teenager heal from mold exposure. We are behind schedule, having missed a Tool concert that we thought we could make in Salt Lake City, but we are trying again to get out west to see them in Phoenix in February of 24. The whole idea was to leave the humid Northeast, have a much-needed road trip, and see one of our favorite bands in concert. It sounded great in theory. In reality, the challenges had become huge. In this video, Victor is finishing interior renovations and beginning to address mechanical issues, and we're getting ready to do a test drive. It's late autumn, and we are hoping to get to Phoenix by February. Will we make it? At this point, we have had the bus for over 6 months and have been dreaming of traveling the country for over a year. We'd been talking extensively about all the things we could do and see. Our teenager, soon-to-be young adult, was excited to get out on the road and see new things, and anxious to feel better. Northeastern Pennsylvania is humid, often seeing 60 to 100% humidity depending on the weather. Mold needs about 55 to 60% humidity to grow. Once it hits 60% relative humidity, it proliferates. So really, the only way to combat it is to have a dehumidifier running all the time. We had added 2 to the bus, and we're emptying them frequently. It's amazing how much water can get pulled out of the air. This is why heading to the southwest made so much sense. To decrease the amount of mold exposure was the goal, because our kid had become extremely sick from it. It's a long story, but all you need to know is that mold exposure started at birth, living in a house with a leaky, moldy basement, and continued because mold is so prevalent in the area of Pennsylvania where we lived. We really needed to lessen the exposure to mycotoxins.
All right, back inside. Let's see if I can get some of the trim tiles in here and get this shower finished up. So I got the plastic in there, and now I want to finish these edges like this.
If you're like me, you may not even have heard of mycotoxins before. My teenager was 15 years old when a doctor finally asked me about mold and explained it to me. Some of the most notorious toxic molds are Aspergillus, Penicillium, and the dreaded Stachybotrys, or black mold. These molds that grow on surfaces in water-damaged buildings produce a secondary metabolite, which is what we call a mycotoxin. Mycotoxins are microscopic, fat-soluble molecules, which means they can easily cross cell membranes, the blood-brain barrier, and even the placenta. Mycotoxins are known to suppress the immune system, cause mitochondrial dysfunction, clog the liver and gallbladder, cause kidney and bladder issues, cause irritable bowel syndrome, disrupt the gut microbiome, and even cause cancer. Mycotoxins are also neurotoxic, affecting neurotransmitter balance, the tone of the vagus nerve, and brain microglia. This contributes to anxiety, OCD, sensory sensitivity, and even psychosis in susceptible individuals. Our kid is one of these individuals. What makes someone susceptible? Genetics. Particularly genetic mutations that affect the way the body detoxifies. There is one gene called HLA-DR or HLA-DQ, and that is specifically implicated in mold illness because it causes the body to be inefficient at eliminating mycotoxins. But there are many other gene mutations that can affect detoxification. Our kiddo doesn't actually have this mutation, but has several others, one of which is called slow COMT, which impairs detoxification in general. This is a lot of information, so I won't go on, but I could. Leave a comment if you're interested in this and want me to talk more about it. It's not a subject I ever wanted to be educated in, but here I am learning all about it out of necessity.
Hi everybody. Whoa. I'll fire that camera, man. Swear to God. So I just finished the bracket for the second catio ledge. This is the first one. We have the two windows we have on this bus that open a little bit. So for now, since we don't have sliding RV style windows, we're going to do this. And yesterday I had to fight. A screw broke off inside one of them. I really needed that screw to be back in there because of the trim piece of the bus, even if I didn't use it for the catio. So, and I needed it for that. So anyway, small short update on a little bit of progress and one loose end. Okay, come on, baby. It's not how it's supposed to be going.
Still have like a foot and a half to go. What does that mean? It's down on the flat part. I'm pretty sure you just bumped the tree. Do you want me to go look? You're not off of it, it's just on the flat part. Keep going. What do you want me to do? Fine. You need to go a little further. 5 inches. Okay, I think it's off. Let me look.
It's going to be tricky to get the thing turned around.
Yeah. That tree right there.
I have to get close to it and straighten out.
Would it help if the car wasn't there?
No.
Okay.
Hello again, everybody. Been a little while since I filmed. I was dealing with some issues. Yeah, did a test drive. We saw time lapse of pulling out, got the bus down, got maneuvered, turned around in the driveway, got down the driveway, got down the road. It was running not great. Got down the road 2.5 miles. I wasn't gonna go long, but realized there was a spot I could turn around and get off the road. So it's all 2-lane roads back here, so yeah, if I had an issue, I would be blocking a lane. And so I stopped, pulled, backed in, didn't hit anything. It's dark, you know, it's 5 o'clock, so it's in November, it's dark here. And as soon as I got off the road, bus shut off. And it said it was hot engine, water temperature was hot, and low oil. So I go back, I check the oil, and there's nothing in the pan. I don't know where the hell it went. I checked it before I started, and there was oil in there, so I still have to figure that one out. And then I had oil with me. I had a tiny little funnel, and I was able to fill that up. So I was there for about 15 minutes, I guess, 20 minutes. Put oil in, cooled it down, and started up, and then came back home and parked where I can work on the water system, testing that, and getting that rolling. And I've got a, well, now, Kitty, you need some attention. Hi, come here. Hi, what are you talking to? Come on. Come on. Yeah. What? 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 So I got the I can work on the water here, and I've got some leaks, and I determined that the water pump did freeze like the seller thought. So I have an order coming to, another one coming tomorrow for that, and then I've got a couple other things I gotta fix with leaks. I just found another leak. The outlet of the freshwater tank is leaking and strip, and so I gotta tighten that up. And I also have the riser into the turbo is half roasted off, so I've got a new one of those to put on, which I'm going to do now. And then I'm going to get into leaks. The water filter that I got is leaking on both the input and the output, where I threaded in the brass adapters, so I got to take that off, put Teflon and pipe dope. I just used pipe dope and didn't seal it. So that's what I'm working on today while it's warm-ish in the mid-40s. It's warm in the sun, relatively speaking. So let me get this exhaust pipe figured out. Hey everybody, it's been a while since I've been on here. Just been trying to get stuff done. I always say that, but it's always true. I have made some progress. You've got paneling up here. Oh, what's that? A table. Look at that. Little dinette. You got a couple of benches there. Still gonna figure out a stool for this end. Use the old countertop. It had a live edge on one side, and I carved it up with the saw. I just used the skill saw, kind of handheld, and just cut some organic shapes in it, so the sides match. Had to notch it down here, cut out some of the wall. It was going to be way too high. It was about 3 inches too tall, so then I just made a simple post. It's a 2x3 with a 1x1, 2x2, so 1.5. Good T-shaped. That pipe over there, that silver pipe, is the exhaust for hot water heater. And the other big news is I finished. The water system works, city water and the pump. So we have water. Toilet's good to go. Gonna put tile on in here. I just put the light switch in the bathroom, and I started to box out. This is gonna be boxed in over here till underneath the bathroom cabinet. That way this hose is protected, the pipe, duct, whatever, and I still have to put clamps on that. I don't have that clamped up because I still have to put pieces together and plan it out and all that. So yeah. So yeah, that's the progress now. And next up is I'm going to stain over this, all the light parts. I sanded down because there were some ridges there, this cable. And so we're going to do a two-tone with the brown that's there, and I've got a really nice blue I'm going to put on in here. So it's a water-based stain. We'll see how it goes, but that's what's next. What's up, everybody? You might not be able to tell where I am right now, but you might be able to guess. There's a clue. There's a clue. I am under the bus. Yeah, I threw myself under the bus. Actually, I crawled. I crawled under the bus. Yes, it's on ramps there. And I have some blocking there. Just, yeah. So, what I'm doing is greasing for the first time since I've owned it. And so I'm finding the spots, cleaning them off, just using my Harbor Freight Hercules cordless grease gun, which is actually great. Hey, Calma. Come here. Come on, come say hello. Come on. No? No? Come here. Hey. Hi. Hello. She loves it when I get under here. Yeah. People hanging out with her people. Whee! There we go. Okay, so let me see if I can get this set up and actually film some of what I'm doing. I didn't film the first one. Figured I'd give myself a break, figure out what I'm doing so I don't look like a complete idiot. I'm not an idiot. And I don't look like an idiot. I just look like a novice who is learning how to do maintenance on a bus. There we go. All right, back in a minute. Hey everybody, I'm back again. It's time to test out the shower. Finally, we'll see how we do here. Peeking. Got a little steamy. Right now I only have the temperature of the hot water heater set to, I think it's 109. So it's kind of like hot tub? Maybe it's less, I don't remember. I gotta look. But I like hot showers, and I just had shower. I had the hot water on. Only, no cold, mixed. So, and I could have had it hotter. So definitely gonna up the temperature. But let me get dressed here and check some other, check for leaks, check down underneath, and but otherwise, I'm happy. It's a good shower. Water pressure was decent, not as bad as it could be, not as good as it could be. So yeah, I'll take good enough, maybe. Alright, take a quick peek in the bays, see if we've got any leaks happening. So far, so good. So, let's check the other side. let's go up a couple of degrees. So that was a pretty good conclusion of the shower test, if I do say so myself. No leaks. Everything seems to be working well, so call the shower done. The rest of the bus is chaos, but interesting. I can smell the humidity in here. Yes. Alright, well, that's it for now. Time for some dinner.
We were making the bus livable, not perfect. The idea was to work on it gradually as we could once we were moved in. Our teenager especially needed a change, a pattern interrupt, so to speak. We tried to make their living area comfortable, but it was definitely small. The black vinyl that you see Victor putting up is for sound deadening, which seemed like a good idea to try to create more privacy in a very small space. We picked one with the lowest VOCs and hoped for the best.
Hey everybody! I've been working on walls. Here I got a little strip of this. You can see the thickness. Hopefully it'll focus. It's about 1/8 of an inch thick, this vinyl sheeting that I'm using. Similar to mass loaded vinyl, which weighs 1 pound per square foot. And the purpose of it is to stop sound transmission. Right here is the roll. It's 54 inches wide and quite long. It weighs like 350 or 400 pounds or something like that. So I got 2 strips up so far, and I'm using it in addition to other insulation ultimately, but not yet. I'm going to turn this light on here because you're not going to be able to see in here otherwise. So here is the kiddos' room, and this will be filled in with insulation, but this layer is first. We'll have plywood or whatever we use here on the outside. So it's the idea to use these in studios and stuff. So I was able to bring it around the corner, notch out for that, so the room is sealed in. So I've got some more to put in over here, and down on this end, this wall where the door will be, and over here put a little more framing in there from the inside. So good progress. Now it's time for dinner. It's about 7 o'clock and I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go in and have some food. I'll show you some more later. Fill that space up more. Do this first.
It's like being in a smoky house, except it's not.
What?
It's like being in a smoky house, except that it's not smoke.
Yeah.
I gotta go out.
Okay.
That was weird. Victor had a creative idea to build a cat ramp, which you can see along the side of the bus. This made a huge difference for our cats, who were indoor-outdoor cats at the time, and really valued their freedom. We lived in a very safe area and kept a close eye on them when they were out. In mid-December, we moved into the bus. It wasn't finished, but it was enough to be livable. We began learning how all the systems worked through trial and error. It was a rainy December and not frigid yet, so we still had freezing winter weather ahead of us. So far, our diesel heaters were working well. Not too many people saw the interior because our kiddo and cats needed privacy. I took this video on December 31st, so this was how we wrapped up 2023. We were managing to live in the small space fairly well. At the time, I was recording it to share with friends and family who were very curious about what we were doing. Our cats were not impressed and had some rough nights at first, but they did settle in and adjust. We didn't have a proper closet, so I ordered hanging storage for our clothes and my jewelry collection, which I had significantly downsized. Well, we had actually downsized everything. We were sleeping on air mattresses, which turned out to be not so great, but we didn't know that then. So overall, it was working out and would certainly be good enough to live in while we traveled. So we were heading into the coldest months of the year. Our plan was to drive in late January to get to Arizona by February, despite whatever winter weather might be coming our way.